They obviously have a lot of interest in what Joe Biden will do with regard to China. And we won't know because a lot of these conversations could very well be without aids. At this particular time, we know that China wants a lot out of Biden. And we also know that Biden's been doing some things which, to me, are inexplicable in the absence of intimidation or blackmail.
Even before Joe Biden became president, questions were raised about whether his family interactions with China would compromise decisions about the U.S.-Chinese relationship. One expert on China who has some pretty strong feelings about all of that is Gordon Chang, now joining us from his home office. Gordon, good to see you.
Thank you so much, Doug.
You know, the Hunter Biden laptop is the gift that keeps on giving, as I've said before on this program, initially dismissed as Russian disinformation by a large segment of the mainstream media. We now know that it is true, it's real, it's factual, and it keeps on giving information. One recent release, as I know you're well aware, includes this voicemail by the soon-to-be president of the United States, Joe Biden, to his son Hunter after the New York Times published a story about Hunter's business dealings in China. The voicemail goes like this.
Hey, pal, it's Dad. It's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, that's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
What do you make of that email or voicemail?
Well, clearly this contradicts President Biden's assertion that he never discussed his son's offshore business dealings. Clearly, they're talking about a New York Times story where they do discuss those business dealings. The President of the United States has lied to the American people about something which is critically important.
Give us a sense of how China might use that kind of information, the sum total of these hundreds of thousands of emails, videotapes that Hunter made oftentimes of himself, or communications he made with a variety of people, including the soon-to-be president of the United States, while he was in the deep throes of a really terrible, extreme addiction.
There's two things here. First of all, Hunter Biden received an interest in an investment partnership in a manner which suggests corruption. And that, of course, would involve his father, because we know that they've discussed these types of matters, which means that Beijing has something it can blackmail the president of the United States about. Hunter Biden, by his own admission, is a troubled individual. He was on Chinese soil, and if he did something compromising there, which is highly likely, then China's Ministry of State Security will have video and audio recordings, and that also can be used to blackmail the president. Every father will protect his son, and clearly we've got to be very concerned about what China knows about that relationship.
Well, given what you know about China and how they operate and how they've operated through the decades, give me a sense of what kind of blackmail they might use against the president of the United States, or payoffs.
Well, we know that China routinely blackmails business officials, for instance, business executives. So they obviously have a lot of interest in what Joe Biden will do with regard to China. And we won't know because a lot of these conversations could very well be without aids. At this particular time, we know that China wants a lot out of Biden. And we also know that Biden's been doing some things which, to me, are inexplicable in the absence of intimidation or blackmail. So there you have it. The American people deserve answers, especially because we now have caught the president of the United States in a lie. We deserve an explanation from him about this.
Well, coincidentally, or not, Reuters yesterday reported this, and I'm quoting, more than 5 million barrels of oil that were part of a historic U.S. emergency reserves release to lower domestic fuel prices were exported to Europe and Asia, including to China. What do you make of that?
Well, there are a number of possible explanations for this one. One of them being that the Biden administration doesn't know that there's a global market for oil. They obviously, in a number of things that they have done or thinking of doing, clearly have indicated that they don't know how markets work, how prices adjust, how countries sell oil. So they should have known about this. I mean, they released the oil from the strategic reserve because they wanted to lower prices, but they should have remembered that people export oil. And by the way, this is a decision which was just wrongheaded because this is an emergency reserve, which we could very well need. But that reserve right now is being depleted because of a decision the president has made, and a decision, by the way, that has helped China because China needs a lower price of oil.
The Biden administration is also wrestling with whether or not to lower tariffs or eliminate the tariffs that the Trump administration set up on the importation of Chinese goods. What do you make of that?
This, again, shows that the Biden administration doesn't know Econ 101. The Biden administration has been talking about lowering tariffs or removing them in order to lower inflation because they think that producers will drop their prices. But that shows that they fundamentally don't understand how prices adjust in a free market because sellers don't drop their prices when their costs go down. Sellers drop their prices only when demand for their goods goes down. So I don't think this is going to work. Also, by the way, China has absorbed about 80% of the cost of these tariffs when they were first put in place in 2018. They did that by subsidizing factories that were exporting to the United States. So even if there were a price adjustment, this would benefit the Chinese central government because they're paying for the tariffs.
Gordon Chang, you're welcome back here at any time. This is a story, obviously, which is to be continued. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Doug.
Hi, I'm Doug McKelway, and thank you for watching Centerpoint. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Leave a comment below and keep the conversation going by sharing this video with a friend who needs to see it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.